The Spanish Premier Pedro Sánchez said Spain is close to passing the peak of infections. The latest figures from the Spanish Health Ministry reveal that an additional 674 people have died of coronavirus in the last 24 hours. It takes the Spanish death toll to just over 12,400. But there's a glimmer of hope. The latest figure is the third straight drop in daily deaths. And it's also the lowest number of victims in 10 days. The number of people who've now tested positive for COVID-19 in Spain rose from yesterday's almost 125,000 to today's near 131,000. But the 5% increase in infections is the smallest rise since the start of the health crisis. Just over 80,000 cases remain active, but to date, over 38,000 have already recovered. Spain has been in lockdown for 22 days now. Regulations were intensified last week, with the shutdown of all non-essential industries and greater restriction of movement. Yesterday, Pedro Sánchez announced the lockdown and state of alarm would be extended for another 2 weeks, until the 26th of April. This will be the second extension. At the end of it, Spain will have been in lockdown for 45 days. The motion will be passed in the Spanish Parliament later this week, and Sánchez also warned that further extensions would be announced. But he also said that non-essential sectors, such as construction and industry, will be allowed to work as from the 9th of April. The Spanish economy has taken a huge hit from the crisis. There's a need to kickstart the Spanish economy, but those returning to work will need to adhere to strict rules. Pedro Sánchez is confident that the outbreak is slowing down. He says the curve will flatten in the next few days. After that, Spain will enter a transition, he said, a transition to a new normality. He said a team was already working on a plan on how to resume economic and social activity, but he warned that this would be done slowly and that a number of restrictions would most probably still apply.